When your last term is negative, you will have different signs inside the parentheses. One will be a plus and one will be a minus. List the factors of 3x and list the factors of 7. Right now we will not worry about the sign. We're going to try to figure out what can give us a sum of negative 20. So we're going to look inside the green and multiply those together. If I multiply 3x times 1, that's just 3. 7 times 1 is 7. That combo can't get us to a negative 20 with different signs. But if I could multiply this 3x times a 7, that gives me to 21. And in the yellow, that gives me a 1. That combination will work for me. I had no other options for my 1x and 3x. But I really need to multiply 3 times 7 and x times 1. The sign of the larger number on this loop is a negative 21. It needs to be the same sign as the middle term. List your factors of 2x squared and list your factors of 5. We're going to try to get to a positive 3 this time. I don't have any other options for my 1x and 2x, so we can go ahead and put that in the parentheses. So what does 2 need to multiply by? 2 times 1 or 2 times 5? 2 times 5 gets us to 10. 10 and 1 wouldn't work. But here on this very first one, I could get a 2 and a 5. The larger factor, when I multiply on this loop, would be the larger factor. That would be a 5, needs to be positive. So positive 5, negative 2 gets us to 3x. Factors of 5m and factors of 3. Trying to get to a positive 14. There's no other options for our first one, so we could go ahead and put those in the parentheses. When I multiply, I'm really needing here a 15 take away 1. Do you see it? 15 take away 1. The 15 is the larger factor, so it will get the positive sign. Factors of 2x squared and factors of 21. Trying to get to a negative 11 this time. I don't have any other options for 1x and 2x, so we could go ahead and put that in our parentheses. So what combination over here works when you multiply in the green and then in the yellow? 14 and 3. Now in the loop, which one's larger, the 14 or the 3? The 14. And this 14 needs the sign of the middle term, so it would be a negative 14 and a positive 3. There is a special case when you have only 2 terms and you have a subtraction sign in between these. When your variables have even powers and all the numbers are perfect squares. It's called a difference of 2 perfect squares. You're going to have 2 sets of parentheses, one's a plus and one's a minus. So check this one out. Is this a difference of 2 perfect squares? Yes, I have 2 terms, minus is in between, my exponent is even, and 25 is a perfect square. So you set up these 2 parentheses, one's a plus, one's a minus. You chop that x squared in half, and you take the square root of the 25. Is this a difference of 2 squares? Yes, I have 2 terms, a minus sign in between, my exponent is even, and 16 and 21 are both perfect squares. So 2 sets of parentheses, one's a plus, one's a minus. I'm going to take the square root of those numbers and chop that x to the 4th in half.